Daniel, I've been thinking a lot about job satisfaction lately. It feels like such a huge factor in our overall well being, but sometimes it's hard to pinpoint what actually makes someone feel satisfied at work. What's your take on it?
Oh, definitely. I think job satisfaction is a mix of things: feeling valued, doing meaningful work, having a good work life balance. For me, if I feel like I'm making an impact and not just grinding for a paycheck, I tend to be more motivated. What about you? What makes you feel satisfied at work?
For me, it's partly about the work environment and the people I work with. If I have a supportive team and a manager who trusts me, it makes such a big difference. But I also need to feel like I'm learning and growing. Stagnation is a huge motivation killer for me.
Oh, yeah, I can relate to that. I've had jobs where I felt like I was just stuck doing the same thing over and over, and it really drained my energy. When you don't have opportunities to grow, it's easy to lose that sense of excitement or purpose.
Exactly. I think that's where intrinsic motivation comes in. If the work itself is interesting or challenging, it fuels that inner drive. External rewards like money or promotions are great, but they only get you so far if the work isn't fulfilling.
True. Though I think a balance of both intrinsic and extrinsic motivators is key. Like, I definitely need a paycheck to survive, but if the work doesn't give me a sense of accomplishment, it feels hollow after a while. On the flip side, all the passion in the world can't compensate for not being able to pay the bills.
That's a good point. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You need the basics covered before you can start thinking about higher level fulfillment like purpose or growth. But I've also noticed that different people are driven by different things. What motivates you the most?
For me, it's a combination of recognition and autonomy. When I feel like my contributions are acknowledged and I have some freedom in how I do my work, I'm more motivated to give it my best. I like knowing that my efforts matter and that I have control over how I approach tasks. What about you?
I'd say learning new skills and having variety in my work are huge for me. I get bored easily if I'm doing the same thing every day. I need to feel challenged and like I'm constantly evolving. And like you, I value a sense of autonomy. It's hard to stay motivated if you feel micromanaged.
Definitely. And I think organizations are starting to realize how important these factors are for employee motivation. It's not just about throwing more money at people, it's about creating an environment where people feel engaged and motivated to do their best work.
Yes, I think when companies invest in things like professional development, flexible working arrangements, and a positive work culture, they get more out of their employees in the long run. It's about creating the right conditions for people to thrive, rather than just expecting them to stay motivated on their own.
Couldn't agree more. When you feel supported and valued, it's so much easier to be motivated and satisfied at work. It's all connected.
Absolutely. It really comes down to understanding what drives each individual and creating an environment where those needs are met.
And I think that's where leadership plays a huge role. Good leaders know how to tap into their team's unique motivations and create that sense of fulfillment. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
So true. A great leader can make all the difference. When you feel like someone believes in you and trusts you, it's a game changer for motivation.
Exactly. Here's to hoping more companies and managers start to figure that out.
Here's hoping.